Welcome to Twin Flames with Josephine, Celeste. Today we're going to talk about why is my twin a runner? Why is he running away? So many people that I see, they come back together again and then he'll run away. Then they get a bit closer, run away, a bit closer, run away. And I'm going to go through why that happens. Now, the soul has a memory. And what happens is that it could be either or both. The divine masculine and feminine remembers these past life repeated experiences of what's happened. Yeah. So the thing is that even though you're in a physical body, it's the soul that wants to or has been triggered because it has emotions. And then what happens is it's quite painful, like I'm sure a lot of you have experienced. And the reason it gets triggered and you go through this dark night of the soul is to help you clear the pain in the soul memory so it can free, and it's part of your ascending process as well in clearing the blocks, which also have side effects of insecurity, depression and anxiety. And sometimes it can be a neediness as well. So the soul will reenact a past life or a pattern on the soul that you've had happen many times before. And you've just been on this continuous loop. And the soul wants to just clear that out. And so it reenacts it now. But don't forget, it's painful because you've got accumulated lives in there. There's usually been a life that's been really traumatic, but there's other lives that have got the same experiences, yeah? And this usually lies dormant, and then once it's triggered, usually by the twin, though sometimes it doesn't necessarily have to be your twin. Sometimes, depending on your soul contract, your blueprint in this life, it can be triggered by another twin or a same situation in a relationship. And that's good because it's going to start clearing you up and preparing you for when you do meet your twin soul, yeah? So the other thing is also it helps you in loving self. So you can reach out and start heading towards unconditional love. Because when we've got this runner-chaser dynamic going on, it's usually because we need something from each other or there's a memory there that's quite painful. So then by healing and clearing this, what happens is you come back to yourself, yeah? And that's empowering, and that's what we want. This is only a layer or one of the aspects of us because we're so complex. There's so much to us because, there's eons inside of us with the microscope, the macroscope of the whole of evolution of this universe and beyond. So sometimes when you meet your twin, the connection can also be threatening. He feels threatened. And there can be a lot of times the males feel guilt and betrayal because that's what they've done in past life. They've betrayed you or vice versa. It can work either way. I'm just giving you the general principles here of why the twin flame does a runner, why the twin flame runs, yeah? Also, there's an intensity of love that can be overwhelming, and the divine masculine don't really know how to handle it because what they know is the conventional conditioning way of handling a relationship. I'm generalizing here, yes, so it's not for every single one, but it is. I have found it's quite I'm quite safe in saying that. And so they just don't know what to do with the love. I'm talking in this life, yeah? They know something's going on. They know it's a special connection, but they also, and then they want to give up because it's too difficult. So what happens is the divine feminine or the more spiritual twin does a lot more work, like meditations and healing, going in and seeing what has triggered this, what's the experience. So that's when I go into the Akashic records and we find the big one, the core of what's going on, and then I start working with that. And the soul has this pattern and memory, and it'll just keep on repeating until it's healed. Because it's very determined in this life, it wants to be cleared. Yet there's no running away from it. So, and that way it wants to release this trauma. Usually there's a lot of trauma. And I use the word trauma as an umbrella because underneath that you've got, it can be pain, as I said, betrayal, loss, separation is a big one for us in past lives. And this is still alive because the soul is a product of your Akashic records. I'll just briefly explain the Akashic records. It's a room, or it's in your DNA, but it's also in your etheric body as well. And when I was little, I remember I went there. I didn't know what it was. I kind of went up. I'll just explain to you how I had it, the experience it was for me, because I was, 3 or 4 years old. And there was a woman sitting there at this, like a reception. It was very beautiful, very calm, very peaceful, and we spoke telepathically. And then she allowed me to walk through a doorway, and there was all these books, and each book was a lifetime, and the cover and the expression of the book would reflect that life. Like if I was really rich, like when I was mistress of, what's his name? Louis XIV, the one that helped him build Versailles. The book will be very ornate and gold in colour. When I had a life of poverty, it was just like a cardboard cover, the book. And it has a lot of feeling. And this is really, really important, the Akashic records. So, and it's a big part of who we are and our work and what's coming through us in this life. In order to, the wisdom and the knowledge, and that's what this is all about, being in the human body. But now it's time we need to ascend all that, yeah? And come into unconditional love, or on the way at least, and do what we're here for, start, as some of us are already doing, creating the world, the new world, yeah? And a future for our children as well. So my intention is that this YouTube has helped you, and it's been encoded by light, and all the masters are here anyway. So you will get this beautiful frequency passed on to you to help you. And these channelings are all inspired or given to me by thought through all the spiritual masters. I work with all of them. And any questions or issues that you have, please leave a comment. I do one-on-one sessions, and in person or on Skype. I'm Melbourne-based. I also do twin flame readings and shamanic healings and Akashic record healing and clearing, past life, and I do soul retrieval, which means that the soul, when she's got missing fragments, I'll retrieve that back. It's very important. That's a big contributor actually to depression and anxiety. And raising your frequency, healing traumas, of course, twin flame union, loving yourself, very important. It's been a big part of my own journey. And getting you onto soul mission. And all the work that I do gets to the core issues of whatever it is we're working with, and we work that way. It's the quickest way that you'll transform and you'll move forward in becoming the greatest version of yourself. I do have Patreon, and thank you for all those who've been donating. And if you want to contact me, I'm in the description for the email, and my novel is on Amazon. So I thank you so much, and much love to you all. Till next time, take care.